Hi, I'm Alicia. Welcome back to my channel. I filmed this video a few days ago, but I didn't do the intro as effectively as I would have liked, so I'm just redoing it now. As some of you may or may not know, I'm a type 1 diabetic. I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes in January of this year when I was 14 years old. November is Diabetes Awareness Month, and I filmed this video in hopes to spread awareness of what living with diabetes is actually like. There are so many stigmas, stereotypes, and misconceptions surrounding diabetes, and it's really harmful. A lot of people think that diabetes is just caused from having an unhealthy diet, or from not exercising enough, or from eating too much sugar, and that's just not the case. Type 1 diabetes is a chronic autoimmune disease. It is not preventable, there is no cure, and it is not reversible. This is something that I will live with for the rest of my life. My life since diagnosis has been one hell of a roller coaster. It has not been easy at all. My life since diagnosis completely changed. The way I view life and the way I experience life is completely different. I took so many things for granted. It's one of those situations where you don't know what you've got until it's gone. There are so many things about my old life that I wish I could have today, and I know I'm never going to have it again, and that really hurts. I think experiencing life without diabetes and then having this just dumped in my lap at one point really put a lot of things into perspective for me. Diabetes isn't something I will ever get a break from. It is a 24/7 job that I'm going to have to manage and deal with constantly. I have to think about what I'm doing and how it can affect my blood sugar and my diabetes. I have to think about every little thing I do. I have to think about what food I consume, when I consume it, if it's safe for me to exercise, if it's safe for me to simply just walk. These are all things that I never had to worry about before. I think the social part of diabetes is really the hardest part. There are things that are inevitable. I'm going to have to do finger pricks in public. I'm going to have to inject out in public. And that is something that is so uncomfortable. The way people stare at you while you do this is something that I'll never get used to. I'm just trying to live my life and I'm trying to take care of my life, and people stare at me with judgment because of that. Now, I know a lot of people don't like me and find me really annoying because I talk about my diabetes, and I think that's a them problem. But I just want to say the reason why I find it important that I do talk about this. When I was diagnosed, I felt so alone. I didn't know anyone with type 1 diabetes. I didn't know anyone that I could relate to. I would spend hours searching the internet trying to find people my age who experience the same things I do, and I couldn't find anyone. When I was trying to find people to relate to, I saw a lot of adults sharing their experiences and what they're going through, and that's great. I find that amazing. I look up to them a lot. But at the same time, I wanted just someone my age who I could relate to, and to feel like someone who's just like me knows what I'm going through. So I hope by me sharing my experiences and simply just stating that I am a type 1 diabetic can help someone not feel so alone. Another reason I talk about it is to just spread awareness. I am sick and tired of getting stereotyped and being told how I should manage and cure my diabetes when there is no cure. I'm sick of being told that it's my fault. This is not my fault. I could not have done a single thing to prevent this or change this. It is simply who I am. I want people to understand what diabetes actually is. I want people to understand what is involved with being a type 1 diabetic. I want people to understand that it is nothing like the stereotypes. Now, I know I've been rambling for a while, so I'm just gonna get on with the video. So this is a little day in my life as a type 1 diabetic. It was a pretty easy day for me. Nothing much really happened, but you get to see what I kind of experience on a regular basis. So I hope you enjoy. Good morning. I don't know what the time is. I think it's like 10 a.m, but I am just waking up and getting out of bed. I'm gonna go eat breakfast now, so I'll take you along to eat breakfast with me. And yeah. Okay, so the first thing I do when I get up and I go downstairs, before I can eat, I have to do a blood glucose test or a finger prick. So I'm gonna do that. And now we wait. Okay, my sugar's at 5.1, which is good. That's like in range. That's the target range I need to be in. Good range is between 4 and 7, so that's perfect. And now I have to decide what I'm going to eat before I even eat it. So for breakfast this morning, I think I'm gonna have probably 2 slices of toast and a cup of tea. Then I have to think about the carbs that I'm gonna be eating with that meal. Bread has 15 grams or 1 serve per slice, so I'm eating 2 of those, so that's 2 serves or 30 grams. And then I'm having a cup of tea that's gonna have some milk in it. So milk is a carb as well. So that rounds up to around 2.5 serves, I'm gonna say. So I take insulin so that I can eat. There's this whole idea that all diabetics have to do is eat healthier and like have a more active lifestyle and they'll be fine. No, that's not what happens. I am stuck with this for the rest of my life. Let me just do this real quick. Okay, so now that I've had my insulin, I have to wait 15 minutes before I can eat to like make sure that it's working. So I'm setting my alarm for 15 minutes and I shall be back. Okay, so welcome to breakfast. We have 2 slices of Vegemite toast and my cup of tea. Anyways, I'm going to eat this because my 15 minutes is up. But basically, one of the main things that I have to do every single day, multiple times a day, whenever I eat, is I have to think about how many carbs are in what I am eating, because that will affect my blood sugar levels. So that's something that you might not have known about what is involved with diabetes, but carb counting and knowing how to carb count meals is essential in any diabetic's life. So I have to do that every time I eat or think I'm gonna eat. So I just finished eating breakfast and now I'm gonna change my CGM, my Dexcom, because it expired this morning. Oh, that really hurt. Why don't do that? Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna change that because it expired and I need a new one. So let's go do that. Steps for changing my CGM. Step 1, get out everything you need. Okay, step 2, make room on my little workspace bench so that I can actually change it. Okay, so I'm going to put my Dexcom on my stomach. You can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm gonna put it like here, I think. So we get these alcohol wipes and we clean where I'm gonna put it. And then we wait for that to dry. I hate it. Okay. This sounds so ironic because I give myself so many injections a day, but I have the biggest phobia of needles. So this isn't really great for me. I usually have my mom do it, but it needs to be changed kind of now because my blood sugars have been all over the place recently and this is what monitors it. So that's kind of where my pants usually sit, so I want it there. So this is how I put it on. I know, kind of weird, kind of scary. Let me just peel back the like adhesive bits. And then I want to put it like here. I think that should be okay. Yeah. Now I have a mental breakdown because I actually can't stand doing this. Take off the safety thing, pinch the area, and panic. Okay. I can't do it. Oh my god, I hate this. Okay, I did it. It's done. I feel like it's gonna stop bleeding. I hated that. Okay. Now we get the little sensor attachment part and we clean that. And we just pop it in. And then that's done. That is done. I need to start my sense warm up on my phone. So yeah, basically what this little device does is once it's warmed up, it needs 2 hours to warm up. and then I calibrate it, so I put in my blood sugar reading. It basically tells my phone every 5 minutes what my blood sugar level is. Hi. So my Dexcom is ready to be calibrated, which means I need to do a finger test and then put my glucose levels in my phone. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm not feeling great. I'm feeling a bit dizzy, a bit shaky. So my guess is my sugar is probably going to be low. I'm shaking so much. I'm at 8.1. Are you kidding? I don't feel like I'm at 8.1. I feel really unwell. .3. Okay. So I don't understand why I'm shaking. I don't know what to do now. I was going, because I feel low. I feel really, like, dizzy. Okay, I'm gonna eat lunch in, like, 10 minutes, I think, at, like, 1. Because then that's 3 hours since I had my other insulin shot. So I will see you soon. So now, my Dexcom is all calibrated. It's working. It's giving me my blood sugar readings. We're good to go. Okay, I'm back and I'm about to have lunch. So I'm going to do the same thing I did this morning. I checked my blood sugars like 10 minutes ago. I don't think that it's changed much. I don't think I'm going to be dropping below 4 in a matter of 10 minutes. But, yeah, so I'm going to have butter chicken. So, this has 55.9 grams of carbs, which is just under 4 serves. So yeah, now I wait. I'm probably gonna wait like 5 minutes and then I'm gonna heat this up so that it'll be ready to eat when my 15 minutes is up. So I will see you when I see you. Lunchtime. Butter chicken. Coconut sugar. We're good. We're thriving. It's so funny. So many people think that like diabetics can't drink soda. And this sounds so ridiculous, but it's true. I've been told like,
should you really be drinking that? That's so unhealthy.
as long as it doesn't have like sugar in it, I'm fine. I'm good to go. It's also an issue when I go to like fast food places and I order like the no sugar version. And I have to ask like, are you sure this is no sugar? And they're always like, oh, I don't know. And I'm like, can you please just like remake it? And they just roll their eyes. Or like sometimes I'll get it and I've tested it before and I have gotten full sugar. I'm like, you're kidding. If I drank this, I could have like, but then again, I think it does come down to lack of education around it. Hello, we are back. I'm knitting and I thought, hey, I just got this comment on my TikTok and I thought, you know what? I'm going to show you what I have to deal with every single day. So I know how to drop my pulse to 0, but only for 60 seconds. Run! This TikTok, right? Saying me using my diabetes to get my friends and I out of anything. It's a joke. I don't do that. Someone really commented going, eat plant-based. You can reverse diabetes. This is a misconception, a stereotype, a lie. I have type 1 diabetes. This is an autoimmune disease. It's a chronic illness. It's a disability. I'm stuck with it forever. It's never going away. There is no cure. I can't just eat plant-based and it will go away. My body actually cannot produce insulin. My body attacks the insulin cells, meaning they just don't produce anymore. They're gone. So, no, eating plant-based will not make the diabetes go away. It's the same with, oh my gosh, just eat a spoonful of cinnamon every day and your diabetes will be cured. No, it won't. Come off it. And this is the whole thing. So many people think this way. And it's the whole reason why people think that, like, I did this to myself. Like, it's my fault that I have this. It's not. It's literally my genetics, but go off, I guess. So it's like 5:30 now. We're having dinner soon whenever my mom gets home. but I'm hungry, so I have to come up with something that is low carb that I can eat. Because I'm not meant to eat carbs in between meals. No. So, this is my favorite low carb snack. We're gonna have carrot and cheese. And we're going to eat it all now? Absolutely not. I just noticed how much I made and it's way too much, but hey, I can put it in a container and I'll eat it later. So, it is almost dinner time. We are having spaghetti. So the carbs in that are the actual pasta, so I have to account for that. I'm going to do a blood sugar testing because I usually test my blood sugar before every meal. Yes, I wear a CGM. It's not always 100% accurate though. I also have to calibrate it twice a day or every 12 hours. So I usually do it at meal times just so that I'm not waking up at like 2 a.m. to calibrate, which is annoying. So it's at 4.9, which is actually lower than I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be high. So let's just put it into my Dexcom, 4.9. It was saying 6.2, so you can see the like difference. Now we have to do insulin. And because I'm having pasta, that usually spikes my sugar a bit more, so I take a tiny bit more insulin. A lot of different things impact like my blood sugar readings, which is the main thing that I have to make sure are in control. So if I was to do dancing or exercise before a meal, I would take less insulin because insulin is what drops your blood sugar, and exercise also can drop your blood sugar, so I wouldn't need to take as much because I had just exercised, you know. But anyways, now I wait until I get called for dinner. My day has been so boring. I haven't done anything all day. I asked my mom if I could go to Kmart after dinner so that I could get a canvas and do some painting tomorrow, so I'm doing that. But otherwise I've done nothing. So I just finished eating dinner and I'm about to go to Kmart real quick to grab some stuff. But before I can go to Kmart, I have to like make sure that I have everything I need in case of an emergency. I've got my little diabetes supply bag with my glucose monitor, finger pricker, insulin, needle tips, glucose strips, alcohol wipes. I need to get jelly beans and then a carb of some type, so I usually take like tiny daddies. But yeah, and then I have to bring that with me. I cannot leave the house empty-handed anymore. Can't do that ever. So gotta make sure I've got everything. Funny I say that, I just got a Dexcom alert, which is my CGM, telling me that I am low. So let's check that out. My Dexcom was right, I'm at 3. This is so frustrating. Basically, if I've got low blood sugar, I'm not supposed to move. So the reason I'm not supposed to move when my blood sugar is low, as I said earlier, exercise lowers your blood sugar. So any type of movement while my sugar is low could affect it. So instead of going to Kmart, I'm going to have to sit around and wait for my blood sugar to come back up. It's been 4 minutes since I started eating jelly beans, and I'm going to tell you now, I feel so sick. I felt fine, but I now feel like absolute shit. I don't feel well at all. I feel like I'm about to pass out and throw up. I want to cry, but I'm not going to cry because my makeup looks good. I feel so dizzy. I should probably lay down. It has been 15 minutes. I still feel like I'm about to throw up. I just really want to go to Kmart. So if my blood sugar is still low, I think I actually might shed a tear or two. Because I can't really wait much longer. Kmart doesn't stay open forever. I know it's like it's only like 8:40. It doesn't close for another like hour, but still, travel time. It just says low, which means I'm below 1. I don't think that's right. Let's test again. I don't think I'm that low. if it was like 2.9, okay, or I just need it to be above 4, please just be normal. It error coded. I hate this. I don't think anyone understands the frustration of this freaking. My fingers hurt so badly. Please just bleed. I have really good clotting abilities apparently. So, oh, we're at 5.2. That is fabulous. 5.2. So that means I can go to Kmart, which is amazing. Anyways, that is how I usually treat a hypo. It is not a fun experience. 0 out of 10 to all the kids who see me treating a hypo in class and are like, oh my gosh, I wish I could eat in class. I wish I could eat lollies in class. I eat it to save my life. I don't eat it for pleasure. This isn't some fun thing that I do. It actually really sucks and I feel like absolute crap, but I have to do it nonetheless. This isn't fun. It is not enjoyable, but I live with it. I cope with it every day. I have to. I have no other choice. I either do it or I die. So I just got back from shopping. Real fun. Got some cool stuff. It is 10:30, which means it is time for my glargine, or my long-acting insulin. Basically, this stays in my body for 24 hours, so I have to do it at the same time every night, because otherwise the insulin in my body runs out. And when there's no insulin in my body, that's when I start to produce ketones, which is basically a buildup of acid in the blood. That leads to DKA, or diabetic ketoacidosis, and let me tell you, I have experienced that. I never want that to happen to me ever again. It was traumatizing. So I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I'll probably do it on my stomach because it's significantly more like liquid being injected. I'm not gonna lie, this one kind of stings a little bit. Yep. Stings just a tiny bit. Anyways, that's like kind of the last diabetic, not really, the last thing that I do before I go to bed, because usually I just get so tired, do this and then sleep. I just want to say, if you watched the entire video, thank you. This means a lot to me. I wasn't sure if I was going to post this, but if you're seeing this, I obviously have. This was me being vulnerable. This is something I feel a lot of people, even my close friends, don't really see this side of me. I hope this video was able to help someone, or it was able to teach you something. Anyways, thank you. If you want to see more content from me, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.